Welcome back to ProtoSky and Extreme Nether Skyblock. Starting on a single block and using only vanilla features, how far can you progress with such a minimal start? If you guys are new to the series, make sure to watch it from the beginning so you can see how we obtained all these things. In the last episode, we got a oak tree and planted it and got some apples, allowing us to finally get villagers. Villagers are a huge unlock, and now we have a ton of things we can do in our world. You can see we got some pretty big advancements made here so far. You guys have been very busy. So you guys been using the villager trading hall to get tons of villagers. Holy muggers, look at all these guys. First, the most important variation is kind of librarians, because they give you so many enchanted books. The first guy they actually got was Silk Touch and Mending. Silk Touch and Mending, that is insane. I accidentally broke my Silk Touch pick, so now we can finally replace it. There's 3 different guys that give you diamond stuff. And you can get some pretty good stuff. I think the best you can get is Silk Touch, Unbreaking 3, and Efficiency 3 on one of these pickaxes. So that's pretty close to the best, but it gives you a pretty good start. And then you can, of course, add on books. And that's where they have so many librarians. Looting 3, Feather Falling. Man, we're going to have the best armor sets. And we can come back. Like, whenever you lose, Efficiency 5, wow. Whenever you lose, like, your armor set, you can always come back and trade with them. That's pretty amazing. Let's look at some of the armor guys. You got Unbreaking 3 chestplate right off the bat, then you can turn around and add some other pieces to it. This is such a huge upgrade. It looks amazing. I think the biggest thing is probably going to be the tools, because like on Skyblock, tools are more important than armor. There's not that many hostile mobs because you most of the time kind of spawn proof as you go. So tools are really important. Obviously removing all the obsidian and stuff. Now we got these diamond pickaxes, and axes will be amazing as well. And of course 1.16 offers more abilities per tool, like pickaxes can be used to remove pistons faster. Hoes are very useful, so we got access to that. Fortune 3 Infinity, Frostwalker. These guys do offer nice stuff too. We can get rid of some of our like fish and stuff through them. Sharpness 5. Oh, it's gonna be great for our farms. We got a cleric here. So now we can get lapis, make a lapis blocks. We also get bottles enchanting. They purchased netherwort, but we don't have netherwort on ProtoSky. Ooh, we can purchase a bell. Nice. Of course, we got weapons, swords, and axe. I actually like axe better than a sword. I just carry less tools around. Unbreaking 3, Efficiency 5, Silk Touch. Okay, we can't die, guys. Do we get access to anything new? That's my question. Obviously, the diamond stuff is all new. The bell is new because you can't craft a bell. Anything that we couldn't craft before or get before that we can now get. Rabbit stew. Yeah, I don't think we can currently get rabbit stew because we don't have access to mushrooms, I think, to make it. Suspicious stews, that's another one. Oh yeah, they opened him up all to suspicious stews. That's pretty awesome. Glistening melon. Cookies. Because we don't have access to cocoa beans. I don't think we can get cocoa beans at all in ProtoSky. Pumpkin pies, we also don't have access to pumpkins yet. All this stuff we'll get from wandering traders, like melons and pumpkins. Awesome, you guys picked up some pumpkins. We're wandering traders. It would be nice to finish off, now they have tons of emeralds, to finish off our trading with the wandering traders. Maybe we'll go over there and check that out. Let's finish looking at all the villager stuff. So last time we also put in villagers for the crop farm here, and they're doing really well. And they get crops from the farm over there, produce babies, and then once they grow up, then they're able to reach a water spout, go up here, over here, and drop in right there. And then from here there is a rail system, or shoot a minecart out. Okay, let's push the button and watch the villagers come out. Minecart goes around, villager moves all the way through here, down over there, up all the way to the top. There, villager gets dropped up right here. And then the villager is going to walk about and eventually fall down into a hole that's not occupied. So the villager breeder is working good, the villager hall is holding them well. The guys even brought some villagers over here to the iron farm, 4 different cells for producing iron golems. And then they're separated by enough distance so they don't see each other. And then there is a zombie that moves around the center so that they scare them individually, each producing their iron golems. So rather than a single cell, they made a 4 cell, which is really nice. Let's go check out on the iron production. Oh yeah, we got some iron here, guys. And they're also sorting out the poppies. Pretty cool. So it's like free bone meal. I love that. I love the idea of like automating things where you don't have to craft up the bone meal. You just come in, grab the bone meal, or even pipe it directly to your next farm. That's pretty amazing. So the villagers are definitely really expanding on what we can do. We got all new gear. We don't have access to netherite. Ancient debris, which can be found normally in the world, just doesn't exist because our worlds are a complete void. And we don't have access to any kind of loot chests that we can get out of a bastion or anything like that. So we don't have access to getting scraps. And in Java, we don't have access to even netherite hose through bartering. They actually removed that before the full release. So no netherite stuff, but I think diamonds can be pretty big upgrade from iron and gold that we're using. Arrow's a turtle master. That might be fun. That could definitely turn into a mini game. But yeah, we could actually make the raid farm, because the raid farm really just needs one villager. And by having a hero of the village raid farm, we get access to 77 special items that come from not only the hero of the village, but also the raiders that you kill. I think we should build it up. I think it'd be pretty awesome. Maybe we'll first check on the wandering traders, just so we can keep up to date on any new stuff coming into the game. And then we'll probably work on a raid farm. It'd be pretty awesome. I don't think it's gonna take us too long to build it up. Depends on how well our luck goes. The wandering trader didn't have any new trades for us this time. But the guy showed us this cool wall where everybody puts down their name and a little bit about them. And if you guys would like to join the server, it's open to everyone who is a Twitch sub or patron of mine. There's more info in episode 0. One thing I want to do is remove the Nilium. Since we do have trees, we really don't need to use the Nilium. Okay, let's grab the Nilium. Not too difficult with our new diamond tools. It's only Nilium blocks, so we do want to keep it safe. That way we don't have to worry about accidentally breaking, having to load a backup. I'll just put it in an ender chest. There are little ways with another hub, and we're going to check out the flower farm. And we have access to tons of dirt. We can make an automatic flower farm using a flower forest. It provides the majority of the flower types. Flower forest, awesome. So this grass is bone milled from below, and then the trapdoors open up, allowing water to flush all of the plants into a single collection area. Azura, we got different types of tulips, reds, orange, pink, lily of the valley, got a daisy, white tulips. Of course, get tons of wheat seeds from all the grass that gets broken. We don't have access to the 2 tall flowers because those naturally generate. This does allow us to get a lot of different types of dyes. Let me see, I'm gonna grab one of each. Orange tulip makes orange. The 2 different variations of red tulips as well as poppies give us red colors. Blue is pretty big deal. With the cornflower introduced, we don't have to get it through lapis anymore, which is awesome. It's a lot cheaper to get through the flower. This flower gives white gray, the daisy. What is the white tulip? The azure. The lily of the valley is the only one that actually produces white dye. Whereas the pink one produces pink dye, and the helium produces magenta. So yeah, we get a lot of different dyes easily. Maybe someday Mojang will come out a way to like automatically grind down dyes into, or grind flowers into dyes. That would be pretty nice. The guys started automating the process of tree farming with this setup here. We don't have access to sand yet. The wandering traders do sell that, so we'll eventually get it. The sand will give us access to TNT, and then we can make TNT dupers. Then we could actually make automated wood farms and cobblestone farms and much more. But we actually have access to glass before sand, and that is through villager trading, which is kind of funny. The guys completed the nano farm. In case somebody wants to grow up a bunch of crops without waiting for them to grow. That's part of getting dirt. And they also, since we have dirt, we can put in a sugarcane farm. Allows us to get tons of paper. We can start using our elytra more. We're going to try to upgrade our elytra so we can actually use it. 1 mending book, unbreaking 3 book. Everything we should need. Elytra, breaking, and mending. 6 levels, awesome. So now we have elytra, which we can use to move around much faster. Let's actually try out our elytra. We head over to the pigment farm. We'll see how well it just does flying around. First flight on the server with elytra. Feels amazing. The elytras once again. So fast to move compared to walking around. Made by Hi-Bi. That's a lot of endermites. Must be a playpen. This is where you drop off your kids. So last time we went ahead and built up the pillager outpost farm. We're going to build the raid farm near it. So let's scout out an area where we can actually build this. So this is the pillager outpost. The guys already got to 2 villagers over here. We have to choose a place where we want to build the raid farm. We don't have to worry about building an ocean because pretty much everything's already spawn proof. We just have to make sure that this is spawn proof so they don't spawn on top of this instead of a raid farm. So we have a plan, guys. The plan is to build the raid farm right on top of this, a little bit higher so we're not out of the water. We don't want squid to spawn in the bubble columns or dolphins. And this way gives us a nice little platform to work off of. We already got the villagers here. One just has to be moved up a little bit higher. And the guys started bringing some of the materials. It doesn't really take that many materials, so we should hopefully be able to finish it pretty quickly. We're going to start building on it. So starting with the villager. This is the villager on the bottom. And we will put some slabs over top of this so that we don't have to worry about anything spawning in. Good start already, guys. From here, we're just going to slowly work upwards. The soul sand goes right there. That is the very bottom of it. And then we're going to count up exactly 2 stacks worth of fences. You can see, guys, we already are putting in the drop chute where the player comes down to give his bad omen to the villagers. And this is where the repeater system will go. Let's put all these in. The fences go all the way up to here. And this is where we'll have our platform, where the player will initially stand here and kill them. And so far it looks pretty good. We have plenty of room above us as well as below us. So the guys put in all the ice blocks. Now they're breaking them so we get water sources to make the bubble columns. This way allows us to easily get up to the top, not only for building, but of course we also need this for the farm. So now we're at the top of where the player is going to be AFK, kind of the top part of the raid farm. There's still another piece on top of it, but this is where the player will AFK. We need a water source right here that pushes the player over to line them up over there. And now we'll start putting in the little components around this area, the little redstone here, and then we'll start building up to where the raiders actually spawn in, which is way up in the air. Iron golem spawned in here from their village over there. Pretty crazy. Yeah, we're grabbing villagers from our other villager breeder, bringing them over there. I think they're gonna make a villager breeder over there to get a whole bunch of them, and we're gonna put them up over there. I am grabbing the redstone. We're gonna try to put in the redstone pieces. Not too difficult, pretty simple redstone. The top's coming along very nicely. We're gonna put in the redstone here. This is the clock needed to send the player downwards. Also gonna put in the lava. We only have 1 lava source, so we might not use that. But we can update suppress our lava so that we can leave the flowing lava someplace and then bring the actual source over here if we want to. Not really needed in the farm if you do everything correctly. We got the hopper clock here. We got the signal also come over here and flick the trapdoor so it drops the player. And we got the system to put in the lava. If we ever end up moving the lava source over here, we can put it into the system. Now I'm going to put in the system which has the trapdoors that move back and forth. That prevents you from accidentally hitting a raider before he gets the initial fall damage. Next up we got our first visitor, guys. Droppers in place. Let's go to the top and see if we can finish that. Top's pretty simple. There's no complex thing in order to gather up the raiders. They just kind of get pushed off the ice, end up falling into a pit of water. So packed ice goes right there, and then we have chest along this wall every 2 blocks. This is to allow the ravagers to be able to hop up 1 block, but it keeps most mob from accidentally hopping up to the same place where the ravagers do. And this is where we'll have the lava. We don't have lava, so we're actually going to use wither roses. So this is just to keep ravagers from going up too tall and walking over top of the chest. We want them to get on the ledge. We don't want them to escape. So we're putting in trapdoors. We also don't want the raid to put raiders on top of them. So we're just putting some redstone. And we'll do this all the way around so no ravagers can escape. So this is where the platform goes. You can use packed ice or blue ice. You just can't use normal ice. Mobs won't spawn it. It's a 5x5 platform, which should give 100% chance the raids finding this and spawning on it. So this is where the water is all going to push all the mobs, and we're going to put in some gates. That way they can go through this without the water going through. Now we put in the water in each of the corners. We're almost done with the top piece. The guys started working on the sorters to sort out emeralds. We got redstone, glowstone, solid witch loots, gunpowder, sugar, glass bottles, spider eyes, and sticks. We also got the ominous banners. There's going to be a lot of unstackable stuff that also comes from this farm. So now we have to put in an area for the villagers. This is where the villagers will try to give the player gifts from Hero of the Village. So since we don't have extra lava to put on the top of here, we're going to put in some wither roses. I need to put them every so often, but there's no dead areas for Ravagers to stay alive. So if they walk up here, they'll get the wither effect. Kind of nice to have alternative ways to kill them since we don't have lava. Okay, looks good. So one way to get down is to give it the farm a test. Maybe I'll drop down right on that water right there, hopefully. So don't splat. Nice, it worked. So while we're down there, let's also put in this piston that moves the player over. Okay guys, the last thing we have to do is put in some redstone here to make a villager join and leave a village automatically. And then we should be ready to try this out. So we want to make sure people, when they come here and fight these guys, they drink milk before going in if they have the bad omen, especially if they use a raid farm, either way. So we put the buckets right in front of the portal. Go ahead and get this links up with the portal on the other side. We do need to put some lights in here though. Okay, the lights will prevent mobs from spawning it. Awesome. Oh wow, I just came down with my elytra. It landed very smoothly, but I thought I died instantly.
Oh, yeah. That's a glitch.
And I used up my Totem of Undying, so I got a new advancement. Post-mortal. Use a Totem of Undying to cheat death. I'm gonna have to get another one of those. Those things are pretty nice. Let's head over to the raid farm and check it out. Definitely gonna be like one of the most productive farms on ProtoSky, so we really need to make sure everything's going well. So we need to start out by first killing some of the pillagers with banners on their heads here at our pillager outpost farm. Okay, here comes down some guys. I don't know if any of these have banners. I don't think they do. The pillagers get washed over to where the player is. The player gets to kill them. People are collecting a lot of banners. Hey, I got bad omen, guys. Okay, awesome. Make sure not to go back to spawn. That's a big thing. But before we start the raid farm, we need to turn off the outpost farm as well as kill any last pillagers. Otherwise, the villagers will detect those guys and won't be able to end a raid. So they won't be able to start a new raid. So now we go up to the very top of the raid farm. Once it drops down, we should be able to start up a raid. Oh, we're dropping. Dropping. Going up. Here. Hey, I see them spawn in. Cool. Okay, yeah, we're getting a bunch of them. Nice. Awesome, they're coming down. Get ready to whack them.
I should get them all.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Hey.
We're getting stuff, guys. Challenge complete, Hero of the Village. Oh my goodness, it's working. Yes, we got Bad Omen plus Hero of the Village. This is awesome. Now all we need to do is move in the villagers to give us the gifts. You can see we got totems in there. Our wither roses are working. They're killing off the ravagers that move up here. And the rest will despawn if the player goes down. Okay, we're dropping again. Hey, we got another raid coming, guys. Awesome. So it works. So 2 in a row. Perfect. Also got Hero of the Village. Amazing. Now we can get tons of emeralds. We're going to be so rich with all the stuff we get from villagers. Take the emeralds, go to a villager farm. Farm is insane. With the raid farm up and running, we get access to so many more items, but the biggest one is definitely the emeralds, and we'll be using those to trade villagers and getting the rest of the wandering trader loot. If you enjoy this series, make sure to give it a like as well as share with other people. That is by far the best way to support me. I'll see you guys in the next episode.